to unite through common dreads.
Dear YouTube, listen. Open your ears and listen to the sounds of this world. Listen to the traffic. Listen to the people. Listen to people's children. Listen to their pets. Better still, go into a park or the woods and listen. Can you hear it? It's the sound of life. It's the sound of literally the most wonderful thing we can comprehend on a daily basis. When you start listening to it, it becomes intoxicating. It is filled with nuance, variety, strength, and delicacy. More to the point, it is full. When you really listen to life, one of the first things you will notice is how full of noise it is, how much of a clamour it raises. Even if you're in a completely empty room with yourself as company, and you open your ears to listen, even if your life is the only life you can actually hear, just listen to it. Listen hard. After a while, your quiet breathing will be a howling of storm winds. Your heartbeat will be the thump of a battle drum. The blood running in your ears will be the roaring of a mighty river. You're alive, and you make a lot of noise. Even as noisy as it is, as chaotic as it can be, I think we should be able to agree that the sound of life is wonderful. Even the sound of nightlife, returning noisily home from an over-enthusiastic evening of entertainment, can be wonderful. It can be wonderful because it reminds us that we are alive. We are alive to hear these noises. The sounds of brassy car horns, the sounds of drunk people shouting at each other, the sound of breaking glass. These can be just as beautiful sounding as birdsong. The sounds of bees spurred on to collect pollen to create food for the next generation of its hive. The sound of young lovers laughing in the park. They can be as wonderful because you share something in common with them. You're alive, which means you can hear them. This ought to be enough to remind us just how amazing it is to be alive, how improbable it all is. How easy it could be for you not to be here, not to be alive, and not to experience all of the wonderful things there are in this world. All it would have required for you not to be here is for that one sperm to have been a slower swimmer, or exhausted when it found the egg it was to fertilize, or for it to have been at the wrong point in your mother's cycle of fertility, never mind that the egg may not have fused with the walls of the womb, or that the conditions could have been too hostile for you at the time, causing everything to just flush out. You could have been snuffed out in a myriad number of ways before even making it, screaming, crying, and covered in blood and placenta into this world of ours. Go back further than that, and look at the many huge extinction-level events that have punctuated the history of life on this planet. One creature, the Pichia, the first creature with a recognizable spine, the first vertebrate, survived these. Imagine if it had not. We would not be here as a result. And if we go back, way further than that, if we look at the deeply mysterious origins of the universe, current scientific models tend to suggest that the conditions, had they been ever so slightly different, the universe we know and observe would not be here, and thus neither would we. Life is amazing. It is breathtakingly beautiful, and it is even more so when we consider how hard it has fought to be here just to exist. It has battled some very long odds, and considering the state that it's in at the moment, I'd say it's done a very good job of beating those odds. And then, if we consider things like Drake's equation, the likelihood is we are not alone in the universe. The likelihood is that life has reached a self-aware pinnacle many, many times over, probably even in our own galaxy. That life, and even intelligent life, is statistically probable elsewhere. I think that says something about life. To attribute this existence, this sometimes incomprehensibly wonderful existence, to some magic being that shapes the natural laws but operates outside them with impunity is insulting. To say that life, with its tenacity, with its fighting spirit, with its quiet war against not being, would not be possible without some incompetent universal tinkerer is insulting. People point to life and how wonderful it is as the proof of the existence of a god. I say life deserves more respect than to cheapen it with a neglectful father figure.
And the farming babies with slaves are working. The blood is on the table.